Good afternoon. It's Linda from Surf and Safari, and today I am here with Danielle from Collette, who is one of our respected travel partners. And this is part of my Spotlight series where I will be talking to various tour operators and hotels and different travel products to give you a better idea of what's going on in the world and get some insider info. So Danielle, welcome. It's so great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, Collette Vacations is over 100 years old, which I think is amazing, and it started with Jack Collette.
That's right.
And found a need and wanted to help people who were touring across the U.S. So give us a little bit of a story about what Collette does and what any travelers might want to know about what tour company is all about.
Yes, and I love that question. And I mean, to me, when it comes to guided travel, the bigger question, what I find that people have not stopped to think about is why not guided travel, right? Because there are so many benefits of going guided, and yet there's also so many myths about what guided travel is all about, and people may not realize that. So when it comes to guided touring, of course we have thought of everything, and I mean, I say we, especially representing Collette, and proud to be representing Collette. We have thought of all the details so you don't have to.
And they don't have to.
And they don't have to, right?
There you go.
It goes back to that peace of mind. It goes back to what are some of the places that you alone could probably either not go, or those experiences. It all comes down to those memorable experiences. We have an entire design team that has put together those trips to make your trip of a lifetime, basically. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that's probably the biggest benefit of why go guided. You can definitely save by going guided, because, for example, for us, we've been around for 102 years. Obviously, we have some buying power because we take so many travelers to those destinations. So if you were to do that exact same trip with those exact same attractions and those hotels, you probably would spend about 40% more on your own than if you were to go guided. One thing that we're really proud to do is we'll do home hosted meals. Yes.
Those are awesome.
So for example, I'm originally from Brazil, right? So if I were to take you to Brazil with me, we could sit down in my mom's living room and talk about what it was like growing up. My mom would make that authentic meal for you to get to experience. So these are the experiences that we're creating on tour.
Now that is important, because then you're getting a totally different side of being a visitor or a traveler in a given country. Once you get immersed in with a family or a local who's going to show you and tell you, it's a totally different experience. That's amazing.
Yeah,
awesome.
Those are authentic experiences, right? That's what people remember, and that's what they want to experience. And by yourself, you probably wouldn't get to enjoy that.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that sets Collette apart, because I've not heard of any other coach operator that does that sort of thing. What else would you say that is a really signature experience that Collette offers?
So, I mean, when we think of Collette, we're basically, I like to think of 4 different pillars that are where we stand out, right? And it all goes back to value. Because you can look at the brochure, and I mean, here in the prairies, we like to compare prices. Everybody wants a good deal, right? But is the value that I'm getting? It's very important. So we have a lot of peace of mind, a lot of inclusions on tour that we are very known for. The pacing with Collette is definitely a big deal. How many times the pacing?
Okay, the pacing, yeah.
So how many
absolutely.
times have you probably heard somebody say, "Oh, I went on a trip. It was too busy. I couldn't really enjoy. Sit at that corner coffee shop and take it all in."
Right.
So we have about 1/3 of free time for all of our tours,
Okay.
and but also with a lot of inclusions, you know, and we list the hotels where clients stay in, so there are no surprises. We stay in 4-star hotel accommodations with a 5-star experience.
Beautiful.
Our travel protection plan is definitely something that people think it's almost too good to be true. And yet it is canceled for any reason 24 hours prior to departure date. If they do need to cancel, they get a full refund, so it's not a voucher for future
Right.
travel.
Okay, that's great to know.
Yeah.
Take note of that, folks.
Pre-existing conditions are covered. So that's where people are really like, are you sure for the medical piece? Yes. No questionnaires, no questions asked, one flat rate regardless of your age. So those are really things that, you know, and industry leading door-to-door sedan service.
Yes, getting
Yes.
picked up at home, taken to the airport. So
Yes.
from the time you leave the door, your front or back door, you're being taken care of by Collette. That's a
Yeah.
great service.
Your tour doesn't start at the airport with the hassle of the airport. You're picked up at home. It makes people feel special. That's the feeling we want them to remember.
Kind of brings you back to the old days of travel where it really is an experience and it's something to look forward to from the moment you open your eyes the day that you leave and come back.
And that's the beauty of it all, like, because us at Collette, I mean, our mission is to enhance life's journey through those travel experiences, right? So we want people, we live very busy lives, and I find that we forget what's like to be alive and have the joy, right? Like,
Joy of something new, the exploration, discovery. Right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's
And I
explore
kinda like where
and
you're going with
discover.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's explore and discover some of the destinations. You pretty much covered the world. And I just want to know, at this point in time, we're going into our summer season. So what is up and coming for the summer? And what has the winter looked like? Like, what are the most popular destinations to travel to?
So we have those destinations that have been popular and continues to be for a long time. Our number one tour is Shades of Ireland. So people just love Ireland.
Ireland's always at the top. Absolutely.
So that's definitely one of the, you know, popular destinations. The other one that I find that, again, it continues to be, and it's one of my favorites, it's Italy. We have 11 different tours to Italy. So you can do the Amalfi Coast, you can do the northern region with the lakes, or, you know, you can do, I'm finding it that right now it's becoming very, very trendy to do the southern part. You know, people are wanting to explore Sicily.
I was just going to ask you about Sicily,
Yes.
actually.
So
Yes.
it's becoming very popular. We have some brand new tours that I love. One in particular, you mentioned summer, and it comes to mind. It's called Spotlight on French Riviera.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so our Spotlights brand basically means we stay in one hotel only.
Okay.
So no hassle of packing and packing every day. People love that. And we stay 7 nights in Nice, and then we go visit like all of the different areas, Monte Carlo, all of those.
So those would all be done on a day trip
Yes.
out of Nice.
Yeah. So we
Fantastic.
do that off season, actually, not in the summer, just because, you know, the weather is beautiful there anyways, and then you're not there when it's too busy or too expensive. So we want to take you a little bit off season.
Now, with the off season, have you ever included a date where you're there at the time of the Cannes Film Festival?
Actually, I don't believe so, not for that tour in particular, but we do have a lot of tours that will go through famous events.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
for example, this year coming up, we have Oberammergau,
right.
with the Passion Play. A popular one is New Orleans.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Yes. Fun.
Calgary Stampede. I mean, there's so many. The tattoo,
Military tattoo in
military
Edinburgh.
tattoo in it.
Correct.
So
Okay.
there are a lot of other options that people do enjoy, and they get to spend, go to different festivals and events.
And I think that's something that's really important. If you're planning a trip somewhere and you have a special interest in, let's say, specific wines, you might want to go to a specific wine region. Think about the tours that go there. If you're looking to include a festival or a specific region, like the Oberammergau Passion Play, it's only once every 10 years. And then the Edinburgh Tattoo, which is annually, and it's just a huge festival, and it's an amazing experience as well.
Yeah. And on that note, it makes me remember, I don't know what you said, but it just kind of, made me think some of the other experiences that, clients can really enjoy when they go on our tours. We do, cooking with a chef. So
Those
it's like
are awesome.
hands-on experience, or the winery tours. We all love wine and we want to learn more about it. When we're in Costa Rica, we take you to a coffee plantation so you can learn about the roasting process. So there's a lot of fun things, that we do on tour that, where else could you get, right?
And this is a great alternative that even if you're going, let's say, on a 1-week holiday and you choose somewhere in Europe, where if you go to one of these spotlight regions, you stay in one place, and even though you're staying in one place, you're spoking out and you're seeing all the highlights within the region. And of course, in Europe, everything is significantly closer, so that's easy to access some of these areas. Now, those are the popular ones. Do you find that there is a destination that is trending or becoming more popular, or that is a must-see that's for somebody who's a little bit more adventurous and this is still a new destination?
I don't know if I would call it necessarily new, just because, the world, people are traveling,
They
which is
are.
great. But there are some destinations that I've seen, become more trendy. Definitely Croatia is one of them. It seemed that before everybody was interested in going to Greece. Now we've seen a shift to, Croatia as the new gem. We actually have a brand new tour to Croatia where we do a luxury yacht, where people get to combine like a little bit of, because cruising is so popular, so then you have that yacht going through the islands, but also with the combination of touring. So that's one that I've seen. Other ones, Japan, I don't know if it's because of the Olympics. I've seen an increase for Japan.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the Baltics, it's another one that I'm
Okay.
seeing a lot of requests. I have an insider one that it's not quite released yet, but I'm very excited that it's coming. It's Thailand.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be Thailand only. It's not a new destination per se, but it is for Collette. And we've heard so many people ask, so now we are finally, probably for 2021-2022 season, that tour is gonna come. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Yes.
That is very interesting, that
Yes.
going into Thailand. And I'm just going to kind of go back and say, okay, well, Thailand is new, and that's kind of a sneak peek.
Yeah.
But what about some other new itineraries and perhaps regions that you're already serving? Like, I know you were talking about Africa,
Yes.
and Kenya and Tanzania.
Well, to me, that's on my bucket list, and those are tours, regardless if you are a diehard, that really want to see the wildlife and do those safaris, then definitely Kenya and Tanzania and all that. But then we also have South Africa, that it's we have a tour that it's part of our Explorations brand, which is our smaller group tours, which kind of combines South Africa, Victoria Falls, Botswana. Those are very popular as well, and
that will give you a good taste, and those are the kind of tours that are a great introduction to Africa.
right.
Something that includes South Africa and Victoria Falls and even Botswana. Those are really interesting regions where you will feel comfortable traveling to, and it's a little bit stress-free, particularly because you're with a group as well, but just the whole nature of the region is easy to travel around because there's no differences in languages, and there's somebody to help you navigate with the currencies when they change and things like that.
Yeah. And I like that tour too because the wildlife, of course, it's breathtaking. The nature, the scenery. So you kind of have a combination of things. It's not just all nature. It's not just for the people wanting the wildlife and going on a safari. You're also going to get a lot of history.
And the wines, of course.
And the wines. We do winery
South Africa.
tours. We go to Stellenbosch, where is the winery region. So there's that balance, It's for a lot of people. We want to tailor to different needs. So it is a fabulous option for sure.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And as we're talking about nature and wildlife and that sort of thing, there's something that's really important to me, and that's knowing that a tour operator cares about the places in which they travel to.
Yes.
So my next question to you is about what is Collette doing in order to ensure that the footprint of the traveler is minimized, and what are you doing within the communities to give back?
So this is something that, we have been giving back to the community for a very long time now. And, the employees of Collette, we kind of, we want to empower our team, and they're out there volunteering. Just so you have an idea, for this past year, add it all up together, there was about 6,400 hours combined of volunteer hours that our employees put out.
That's a lot of hours.
Yes, that is a lot of hours, and it's wonderful to see that people are out there in the communities, where they live, helping. And then when it comes to the destinations that we go, we also have the Collette Foundation, where we're supporting some of the communities, not just financially, but the whole mission is to make sure that we can end hunger as well. We have what we call this impact moments on tour, because it's not just about helping the community, but I find that as human beings, we want to make a difference.
Absolutely.
So the guests, when they are on tour and they get to go to some of experience these impact moments where we go to different social enterprises, they feel like they're making a difference.
Sure.
So they're also helping us. They're creating those experiences. I'll give you an idea. One of the impact moments that we have in India, we go visit this coffee, Shiro's, if I'm pronouncing correctly, coffee, where it's all these courageous women that have been able to survive acid attacks. So, this is how, we're trying to give back to these communities. And we also partner with an association that kind of gives us the guidelines for animal welfare as well. So one of the things that we do not do anymore is take guests on elephant rides,
Right.
because all the preparation that happens prior to that to make sure that the guests can go on that ride safely, it kind of, it harms the animal, so it's not really what we want to do. And then carbon footprint, that's another big deal, that as of May 2020, we're actually looking, all of our tours are going to become carbon neutral. So yes,
Awesome.
So we're really trying.
That's exciting.
It is exciting, and I think if sometimes people don't realize that they think they cannot make a difference. But if we all start small,
Absolutely.
you know, together we can make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
And let's face it, if we don't take care of our environments and the destinations that we go to, pretty soon we're not going to have where to go to.
Exactly, and
Right?
that's one of
So-
the reasons I'm so passionate, is that I want the next generation to see the beauty of the world that's out there and everything that lives in it.
Yeah.
And I'm, about the oceans and the animals and the beautiful mountains. We want everything to stay pristine so that they can actually gaze up at Everest and say, wow.
Yeah, they can continue to be the natural wonders of the world, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Danielle. Danielle
Yes,
from
thank
Collette.
you.
This has been a great chat, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Have a great day from Danielle from Collette and Linda from Surf and Safari.